So Lottie Moon Christmas offerings coming up, or it's one of the two special offerings that we take every year. Um, and this one in particular actually supports international missionaries that are serving across the world, sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. These are people who have answered the call and have counted the cost of what it means to go out there and just be his ambassador, no matter what. They're in areas that are dangerous. They are in areas that are just treacherous. And they're out engaging what we consider as unreached, unengaged people groups. And that means that there's less than 2% evangelical Christians that are among them. Some of these people groups are steeped heavily in cultural religions, voodoo, witch doctors, cannibalism, and people are going out there at the risk of their lives to say, look, he's worth it. And for me, that's just, it's beautiful. In the years past, I have shared with you either my passion, I have challenged you, or I have shared who Lottie Moon is. And this year, the Lord impressed on me that what I haven't done is I really haven't shared a whole lot about the people that we support. And just so happened that this year, just 3 weeks ago, the International Mission Board just sent out 50 appointees, people that are actually going out to different areas of the world. This just happened a couple weeks ago. I was blessed to be able to subscribe to it and be able to watch it. And I figured, what a beautiful way for you guys to hear from people who are going, that are getting ready to leave everything they know here behind to go. And they're normal people, just like me, just like you. And it's just beautiful, and they're inspirations to me. And it's really, I figured they would be more powerfully to speak about the Lottie Moon Christmas offering, and you could put real faces to what we're giving to. People are unreached, unengaged for a reason. They're hard to get to. They're in terrible, treacherous areas, or it's dangerous. And they are out there. We have over 4,000 international missionaries that are out there sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, and people are coming to the Lord. And it's amazing. So watch these videos, listen to the hearts that are behind it, and I ask that you pray. I ask that you pray for these people. I ask that you pray and ask where the Lord would lead you in coming alongside them. And I ask and I challenge you to pray to see if maybe you're one that needs to be sent. In the words of Lottie Moon, the command is clear and plain, and it's go. Simply just go. And that's anywhere. That's next door. It's across the table. That's in Zimbabwe. But we have to listen, and we have to be obedient. So I'm going to let them speak for themselves, and just listen to their hearts and ask the Lord, how can you give to help these people and help this offering, and support these international missionaries that are out there, who have counted the cost, who are doing it at sometimes great risk, and have left everything they know behind to serve him and to be his ambassador. And may we come alongside of them and be his ambassadors locally, regionally, and across the world, be it in prayer, financial support, or actually going. Love you guys, and talk to you soon. Bye.
Nestled into our comfortable Christian subculture, living the American dream, God rocked our world and showed us that his call is about more than just our own personal spiritual growth.
Giving all that up felt like stepping off a cliff. It meant trading building a business for seeing God build his kingdom. Trading maybe someday for here I am, Lord, send me. Trading seeking our glory for seeing his glory. We are Nathaniel and Jenny Parker, and along with our 3 children,
We are privileged and thankful to be sent by Imago Dei Church in Raleigh to make disciples in Argentina.
While serving in Senegal, God gave us a beautiful baby boy we named Samuel. He was stillborn.
We were devastated, but God carried us when we had no strength to stand. Later, God gave us a special Senegalese friend. His name was also Samuel.
Samuel listened as we shared the good news. He became a follower of Christ and was baptized.
Even amidst our struggles, God assured us our call to the nations remains unchanged. We are Brad and Jacole, sent out by Thomasville Road Baptist Church in Tallahassee, Florida, to serve in Senegal, West Africa.
In the bedroom of my childhood home, my father shared the gospel with me, and God saved me from my sin.
At a young age, I recognized how Christ had made it possible to spend eternity with Him, and God saved me.
Honduras 2007, God began to work and grow in me a desire for His glory among the nations.
After spending time with Ghanaian people, God created in me an extraordinary love for the nations.
We are Hank and Callie, and we would like to thank North Winona Baptist Church for sending us out to serve in Southeast Asia.
Growing up, missionary testimonies excited but disheartened me. I believed the lost deserved somebody more gifted. God revealed that broken hearts aren't seeking perfection, simply love, compassion, and knowledge of Christ. I'm Alice, grateful to my churches in Oklahoma and Texas, sending me to welcome Middle Eastern refugees arriving in Western Europe.
At 22 years old, in a smoke-filled hotel room, God awakened me to my desperate condition and saved my soul.
In spring of 2003, reading the words of Jesus among other young people in Germany, God saved me from my sin.
In 2008, I witnessed firsthand the gospel's saving power among ancient Middle Eastern people groups, and I prayed I would one day return to serve them.
Sitting among African women and orphans, I experienced God's fatherly heart and His love for the wounded.
We are Silas and Katie, sent with our two beautiful girls to serve the Middle East from our home church in Tennessee.
When I was preparing for college, I felt God challenge me with a difficult question. What do you want your life to be about? Well, since He's given me a mission and a purpose in life that has real and eternal value. My name's Jack, and I'm thankful to my church in Harrisburg for sending me to South Asia.
In 2004, at a rehab facility, I found myself completely hopeless. 10 years of drug addiction had left me broken.
In 2005, I found myself drowning in a life of bitterness and self-destruction.
I was challenged by a complete stranger to ask God Himself if He was real. And out of desperation, I cried out.
By witnessing the joy of orphan girls in Mexico, I was challenged to confront my bitterness, and I cried out in hope. God saved us, and now we go.
We are Nick and Clara. Along with our two children, we are being sent by First Baptist Church of Center to the peoples of East Asia.
I kind of see part of my story like Joseph. God brought them out of something that at the beginning of the story makes no sense. Even in the middle of the story, you sometimes wonder, God, what are you doing? It's an isolated country run by a military government and under civil war for the last 60 years. I had to live in a hotel. We weren't allowed to go very many places. We were even watched and followed sometimes. I was able to get permission to live up there teaching English. So I started having this Bible study. Within a year, we had baptized believers. I knew that's where I was supposed to be. One morning I got to the school. Another friend pulls into the compound, just frantic. There were investigators. I'd just been kicked out of my country. I felt lost. I knew where my heart wanted to be, but I had to trust that God had a reason, and I have to be okay with not knowing why. I was in a neighboring country. I was in this big city. I went to the market to buy some food. All of a sudden, I hear the language of my people. And I realize there are about 500,000 of them living in my country. They come here just overwhelmed with life in the big city. I felt a lot like they were. I was a refugee. I was in a country I didn't want to be in, but I couldn't go back. Some of them found community in a local church here. And I went to the pastor of that church and asked him, what were the needs here? And after some discussion, he said, what we need is a Bible school in this city. How to share their faith, how to start a church. I don't know how to start a school, but if I need to learn a new skill, I'll learn a new skill. The first day of school, I had 50 students show up. They just kept coming and coming, with little or no sleep, just because they're hungry to learn. And at this point, they're reaching their own people. And they go to a different part of the city to share their faith with factory workers, many of whom have never heard the name of Jesus, show them love, share Christ with them, and plant the gospel seed. Reforms are happening in the country I was banned from. They have new leaders now. I've been granted entry, and I'm making plans to move back again. Looking back on all this, I see that wherever God wants me to be, that's where I feel like I'm home.